Hi, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I will teach you how to use the VLOOKUP function in Excel. It is used extensively in the corporate world, especially in the field of finance and accounting. Therefore, it is no surprise that questions on VLOOKUP form part of interviews and technical screening tests as well. In this video, we will first go over the syntax of VLOOKUP formula and then jump into a workbook to see the practical implementation of it. Now, without wasting any further time, let's get into it. The VLOOKUP formula searches a column from top to bottom for a lookup value, and when a match is found, it returns a value either from the same column or from any adjacent columns to the right in the same row. The lookup value can be a string, number, a cell reference, or another formula. Remember to enclose the strings in double quotes. Let's see how the arguments that the formula needs to work. The lookup value is the first argument. It's basically the search string. Next, we need to specify the cell range to limit the area of operation of the VLOOKUP formula. In other words, we can only fetch values from the specified range and no other. So please be sure to include the columns and rows on which you want the formula to work. Be mindful that VLOOKUP does a search from top to bottom and picks the values from columns to the right of the lookup column. In other words, you cannot pick values from columns located to the left of the lookup column. This limitation can be overcome by using the match and index formula combination or by using XLOOKUP formula, which is available only in Office 2021. As a tip, you can visualize the range as a table of data and the top left and the bottom right edges as the cell references, which will help you in determining what range to specify. Moving on, the next argument for VLOOKUP is a column index num. This refers to the column from the corresponding row where the match has occurred. To find the column index num, select the first column in the range and keep selecting the columns from left to right till you reach the one from which you want to retrieve the value from. On the top right corner of the spreadsheet, the column count will be displayed. You can use this value as the argument. If you specify any number which is greater than this, VLOOKUP will throw an error. Last argument is range lookup. It takes on a boolean that is either true or 1 or false or 0. True corresponds to approximate match, whereas false is for exact match. In real-world application of VLOOKUP, you would find that in majority of the cases, you need to use false or exact match. Approximate matches could come in handy in specific situations, but we will park it for discussion in future videos. Please revisit the description section for link to future videos on related topics. Let's now quickly jump into Excel and see the formula in action. Here we have a spreadsheet with tabular data containing the serial numbers, states and their capital cities. Consider that we have a list of states in another place for which we need to fetch the capitals using VLOOKUP. Now we can follow the following steps. Step 1. Press equal to in the cell and start typing VLOOKUP. Just as you do so, Excel automatically shows the matching formulas in the dropdown. You can either select it using mouse or press the tab key when VLOOKUP shows as the first formula in the dropdown list. Step number 2. Next is to start putting the arguments. For lookup value, select the cell or key in the value directly. Remember to use double quotes for text. You can use a formula over here as well. The format of the lookup value should be the same in the table array. Otherwise, any values will appear in the formula result. Select the cell L12 as a reference input for the first argument. Step number 3. Select the range to which the VLOOKUP will work. Select the top left corner of the data. Leave aside the header for now. Then expand the selection to the last cell in the data. It is best at this point to make the range absolute by prefixing the column and row numbers with $sign. This way, when you copy the VLOOKUP formula across cells, the reference table array range will stay in place. Select the range G12 to H40. We can convert any range from relative to absolute and vice versa by selecting the range in the formula and pressing F4 key to cycle through all the available options. In this case, we need $symbol before the columns and rows, so keep pressing F4 till you get the same. Step number 4. For the next argument, put the column number in selection from which you would like to fetch the values. The leftmost column in the selection has a value of 1. The column to the right of it has a value of 2, and so on. We can enter 2 directly as there are only 2 columns in our selection, so we can manually count column 2. Step number 5. For the last argument, range lookup is shown within square brackets as it is an optional argument. The default is however 1 or true, that is approximate match. Put 0 or false here as we are seeking an exact match. Step number 6. Press enter for state Tamil Nadu, capital city Chennai has been retrieved. Copy paste or drag the formula for the remaining states to fetch the capitals. The VLOOKUP is now complete. Hope you got how this works, but like is true with everything, practice will make you perfect. Thanks for watching this video.